Well, Joe, tell me how you got involved in this whole thing, because I don't know. Casey came to you or something?
One day Casey Mono we were talking about road marches because we were in Camp Lead, and we just got back from a 6K road march, and he got the idea to march to Blue Springs where he lives, and then Kalinowski brought up the idea about the Doughboy and how we could march to the Liberty Memorial and hopefully raise money for the Doughboy restoration.
Okay. And what did you anticipate? What were you thinking? I mean, who all was going to go, and how did that evolve? I mean, who else participated in this thing?
In the planning?
Yeah, planning and you know.
It was just
I'm just trying to figure out how it went from Casey and Kalinowski. I mean, how did you personally get involved in it?
well, me and Casey Molno and I just sat down and we were just really fired up about this whole thing. And that was like 2 weeks prior to the actual march. And we were just sitting down planning out what to do. And then he asked you to help him out. And then kind of the senior staff got involved, like the General Little, and a lot more planning got involved in the whole thing. And we got a lot more sponsors from you guys also.
Okay, and then you mentioned you got fired up. Why? How? What?
Well,
in what way?
I've always wanted to give something back to the school. I mean, I know I give a little bit every day, but I wanted to give something big, especially to the Doughboy, because when I was a rat, I used to walk by that thing for a whole semester and salute it every day. And now it's gone, and these rats don't even know what the Doughboy looks like. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to speed up the process of it getting back as soon as possible.
Okay, and then when you guys went around collecting money or signing people up, were you surprised at the response, or?
Oh yeah, everybody was real friendly about it and gave some money. I was really surprised that we received so much money. I thought we were gonna get about $1,000, and we ended up getting 2,500, 3,000. Yeah, I was really surprised. People were really fired up about the whole thing.
Okay, and tell me about your feet. What was it like actually doing the road march?
Well, my feet didn't get as many blisters as the other fours did, but my feet were really sore, along with everybody else's. Just like the first day was the worst, of course. I just remember seeing the sign Buckner 4 miles, so I was just like, oh, my feet are not going to make it. But we all made it, so that was a good plus.
Yeah, and what did you feel? What was the highlight for you for the whole?
The whole march?
Yeah. Was it coming down the plaza and everybody cheering, or getting up on the stage? Or?
I'd have to say just being with my friends, just doing this big thing with my friends, because we really got to know each other a lot more, because we were talking for 7 hours a day, while we were marching. That's all we did was talk about just whatever came in our heads, and really got to know each other.
Yeah. What about General Little's talked about making this maybe an annual event. You want to issue any challenges to the future cadets, future corps?
Any challenges? I'd say they need to go through, I think they need to go through a really big training period, and then hopefully they can get it down to 2 days instead of 3, 25 miles a day. That'd be my challenge.
Okay.
I mean, I know if we would have trained a little more with our feet, we could have easily done it.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I guess what I mean by challenge is it's 10 years from now, and this has gone on for 10 years. What can you say today that would help somebody understand, a future cadet that's going to do this road march? What could you tell them right now? I mean,
about the march?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, hey, get off your ass and do something. You know what I'm saying? that kind of a challenge, like, hey, we did it, you know, you keep it going, something like that. I mean, and maybe you don't feel that way. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just, the older you get, the more you want to be able to talk to the younger generation and give them some of your wisdom. And, I think it's wonderful what you guys did, and it remains to be seen whether it's going to happen every year. So, I guess what I'm looking for you to say or feel is, hey, we started it, you know, keep it going. Something like that.
Well, it's about the only thing I can say with that is, I don't want anybody doing this thing that doesn't want to do it. I mean, all 5 of us wanted to do it just for Wentworth and for the Doughboy. So just about the only thing I could say is, you need to find 5 cadets that really want to do this, and nobody needs to be forced to do this, because it's not a thing that you can be forced to do, because you just have a miserable time. The whole time, the only thing that motivated me was, you know, doing this for Wentworth.
Okay.
So that's about all I can say about that.
Okay. You sound like Forrest Gump. That's all I have to say about that. How did that make you feel when you finally arrived and it was all over? You know, you met your goal. You're sitting in the first aid tent up there, and you know, you just have a couple of 100 yards to go. And I'll tell you, one of the things that impressed me the most was when you guys were walking down the plaza area,
Really, okay.
and people were applauding. How did that make you guys feel?
It made me feel great. I mean, just the people waving and saying, "I appreciate what you guys are doing." Even though we're not serving the country, in a way we're serving the country. We're getting trained to serve our country. So it made us feel great. People were walking by and saluting us, and just everybody was just offering us food. Just at the parks, they're just like, "Hey, y'all want something to eat?" And it is a great feeling. Like, and once we arrived at the memorial, in a way I kind of not wanted it to be over. Like, I was like, I can't believe it's over. Like, I've been waiting for this day for 3 weeks, and I kind of wish it wasn't over, because I had a lot of fun during it, and I know that I'm gonna remember it for the rest of my life. That's for sure.
What about when you finally stood in front of the Doughboy? How, people taking pictures and flashbulbs going off. And any thoughts about that? I mean, you were the one holding the guy.
I was pretty exhausted, but I gotta say one thing: the Doughboy is a lot smaller when it's not on that stand. That's one thing I noticed. Really, I can't really explain how I felt. It was just a great feeling of accomplishment, and I felt just great doing it for the school. And that's really all I gotta say about that.
Okay.
I just didn't have any feeling. I don't
You were
really
just
remember
exhausted.
my feelings.
Yeah, and also when they recognized you at the Spirit Fest, when you guys went up on stage.
Oh, for the national anthem?
Yeah. It's helpful when you're responding to me, because when I ask the question, if I say because I'm not going to be on this, my voice won't be on this. It's just going to be a strict documentary where they just hear what you guys are saying. So if I say, how did that make you feel at the national anthem? Say, well, during the national anthem when we were recognized,
Okay.
come back with, so I don't have to put my voice in it, because I don't want my voice in it. Okay? Okay, ready? Okay, here we go. And how did that make you feel when you guys were recognized up on the stage?
During the national anthem, it made me, all those thousands of people just looking, and they had no idea what the pain we were going through and the accomplishment that we felt. It was a weird feeling. Like, I've never done anything this big in my life. It was definitely the most physical push I've ever had in my whole life, and it just felt like a great thing to do, just standing up in front of those thousands of people.
Okay, and your folks, I assume they're pretty pleased with your performance?
My folks were really happy for me. They feel great that I did something for the school, and raised money for the American Doughboy. And